we're going to start today's garden tour. It is Sunday, June 13th. And we have some special guests here. We have my lovely mother and my lovely sister. And Mother is going to tell me what these plants are. So what is this purple one that we see here?
That is the penstemon.
Penstemon. And then we have the salvia, correct?
Yes, and you have this really cute little flower way in the back that came from Willow, right?
Yep. Yeah, and that's Love is a Mist. And then we have, of course, the beautiful Snapdragons.
Yep, don't forget about a nice plant for all our native species here, the milkweed.
The milkweed.
And that one, I don't know what that one is.
I don't remember. We bought it last year, I think.
Yeah, probably.
And what is this one?
Butterfly weed.
Butterfly weed. Okay, and that's next to the sedum.
That's next to the sedum and coreopsis.
Nope,
right
coreopsis. Oh yeah, I think you gave that to me.
Yep.
Lovely. So earlier this week we planted some snapdragons in this garden here. You can kind of see a row along the top. And they are coming back from being very wilty. And what are these hostas? Hostas are doing well. The hibiscus that we planted along this roadway is doing very well. Oh, and what do we have here?
Kate, I didn't
Mom,
know you have a Laura tree.
I do! Look at it! Freshly planted and it moves great in the wind. Alright, so my arugula is doing well. That one bolted, but all the baby ones have popped up.
Progress of them.
Turnips are doing well. And then my other turnips, you know, for some reason had a very low germination rate, so I'm going to replant some of those, but you can see some of the baby ones came up. So I planted marigolds along the beginning of each row, so hopefully as you're walking down, that'll be a beautiful, beautiful little walkway there. My baby bok choy is growing, which is so exciting. My Swiss chard is doing okay as well. Not as many plants as I had thought, but we'll replant those. Radishes are doing well. The baby ones are coming up great. Kale growing. It looks great. My second planting of carrots is coming up and they look great. And I need to thin these guys this week. Look at this lettuce. Looks great. Cabbage still hates me, as does the broccoli, but hopefully we get a little off of them this year. I had a couple of new plants here. Oh yeah, see? There you go. This is going to be my pollinator bed, and we have marigolds in the front and going around the entire rim of this, and then we have zinnias in the middle, and it will be gorgeous. And I think we have a rogue carrot too, right there, that I'm just going to let grow. These onions, basil, and leeks are doing well. Leeks are still pretty small, but hopefully they grow. The onions I started from seed are still alive. Basil looks good. Beets are coming along, and these onions look great. Look how big they got. If you can see besides my shadow. I thinned out this row of spinach so the peppers have a little more room, but they seem to be thriving. Have a little bit of yellow leaves, but hopefully that's not a problem. Eggplants have flea beetles, but they seem to be thriving nonetheless. My okra grew a little bit this week. These peppers are doing great. Calendula is still around and kicking. And then my bachelor buttons are actually, they just started blooming, which is great. We have a party going on here, and Kevin, look how beautiful this lawn is. He did such an amazing job. Like, the baby grass is all great. Our trees on our patio are doing great. There's Kevin. So I planted 2 salvia plants that my parents got us over here next to the blue shed. And then we have the sunflower that's still alive. It looks like it's getting eaten a little bit. The chamomile. We got some lilies coming up in the back. The hibiscus is coming up well. Another sunflower. And then we have some dill and anise sprinkled around that are alive but not thriving. Our thyme, look at the thyme. Sorry, you can see my shadow. Looks gorgeous. So the one that's not flowering is the lemon thyme, and then the one that's flowering is the English thyme. And it is massive. My chamomile pot is doing well. And so is my chamomile rose over here. Alright, Miss Vanna White is going to help us today. So on our left we have potatoes that have just started to flower. And on the trellis we have some peas as well. Very good, Vanna. And also on our left we have some beautiful yellow squash that have come up. and yellow zucchini. Beautiful. And then on our right, we have some zucchini that has come up. I did have to transplant 2 zucchini varieties that Kevin's dad gave me because I had a couple of seeds that didn't come up, but that's okay. We got plants in. And then if we come over here, we have tomatoes upon tomatoes upon tomatoes. And they are doing extremely well. They're a little droopy because of the heat, but you know, it happens. And then we do have our first tomatoes formed on our sun gold tomato plants. See those little guys? All right, look at those beans that Vanna is pointing to. I have a purple and a green variety, and the purple variety is Purple Teepee, and the green variety is Homestead, and they are pole variety and seem to be doing well in this weather. And then next down the line we have the cucamelons, and they are doing okay. And then we have the 4 varieties of cucumbers that I planted, along with the 1 plant of zucchetta that came up way down there. And right in front here, we have all of the winter squash and my 2 zinnias. And those finally came up, and they are, I think, doing well. Our strawberries look a little sad, but they are producing red berries. And thyme is looking great. Overall, this bed is doing well. So the basil row is still alive. I'm not sure if my experiment helped at all, but you know, I haven't lost any plants of these guys, neither with the cilantro. Actually, cilantro is looking fantastic. I'm very pleased with that. Yeah, purple basil row is going to need to be replanted this week, as well as the parsley. But we still have the lone survivor parsley that's down the other end. Yeah, these lavender plants are starting to bloom. I'm not quite sure what variety this is, but I did start these all from seed, which is very exciting. In this front garden bed, we have a new decoration, courtesy of Kevin's parents. The salvia is still blooming. I added some wax begonias to this, and they look great. The variegated iris is blooming as well. So pretty. Hi, chicken. You're not supposed to be in here. So we grassed this pumpkin garden. One, to make it easier to see where the plants are, because the weeds are very tricky. So you can see tomatoes, you got some cucumbers and watermelons and whatnot around. I think I will have to start a few pumpkin seeds because a couple of them didn't come up. But overall, looks pretty good. Hi, ducks. We're just going to cross the stream, okay? So what'd you find, Mom?
We found this gorgeous blueberry bush. Look at all these blueberries on it.
Oh, yeah, look at that. It's like, how tall do you think?
12 feet maybe?
12 feet, wow. 12 feet of blueberries, love it.
The big one.
So we have another one. It's even taller. Gonna need a ladder. Just taking a nice walk along our little nature trail. What is it?
It's a pollinator plant. I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe meadow rue or something. I'll have to look it up more.
Cool. You said those are trilliums?
Trilliums, I think. I think they have a flower earlier in the spring. It's like a 3-petaled flower, usually with like some kind of a dark colored center.
Interesting.
I caught like 4 fish.
So right at the driveway,
yeah.
Careful of poison ivy, right over
So
the
Mom thinks that's a chestnut tree.
Careful of poison ivy there.
We're trying to get a duck to sit on a nest, and I think there's one in there right now.
Flower that's real pretty.
So that's bed straw.
Bed straw.
Thank you for joining us for today's garden tour. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.